Let's say one day down the road you decide to sell your business and you want to go start a new business. Well, how easy would it be if you were your own separate entity? If you don't have a personal brand name where people know who you are, what you do, and how dang good you are at it, then you're missing out. This is Easton Brandon with Deal King Marketing Business Analytics, and today I'm going to teach you how to brainstorm and create a personal brand name and or business name that is going to absolutely crush on all platforms. My name's Easton Brandon. I'm the Deal King with Deal King Marketing and Business Analytics, and if you've been ready to take your business or personal brand to the next level, let's get right into it. So first is going to be, what do you do? What type of business or industry are you in? Are you a salesperson? Are you a landscaper? Do you do tree work? Are you a roof salesperson? All those different types of things. You need a personal brand name that is going to capture an audience and make sure you're somebody that they remember. I kind of think about it like, if your name is Bob, there's probably a million guys out there named Bob. And around you, there's probably a couple hundred, if not thousands of people named Bob around you that do exactly what you do. So how are you going to make yourself different, especially when it comes to trying to get an audience on a platform that has 2 billion users? And I'm specifically talking about Facebook. That's something that's very, very important that a lot of people look over. Today we're going to talk about a couple of different ways to come up with one, how to make one that's good, but also how to have one that's going to have some versatility. That doesn't make a lot of sense right now, but it's going to. Let's go ahead and get into it. So I don't always recommend that you have something that you can't move with. Now, what does that mean? If you're selling cars and you go with Brian's Got Your Keys, well then it's going to be really hard to have versatility to move that if you go to sell insurance or if you try to do roofs. You might could use it if you try to go be a realtor or something like that, but that's pretty limited as far as the options and places that you can go with that brand name. However, if you're locked in on selling cars, you know, hey, I've been doing this for a few years, I like it, I'm going to continue down this path, then absolutely go with something like that that's a little more brand / industry specific. But think about your future a little bit when you start to grow your brand, and I'll get into how I grew my brand and why I specifically chose the Deal King, because I knew that, hey, this doesn't have anything locked in on car sales, because that's where I started it at. I've used the Deal King to kind of scale throughout many different businesses. I started doing ice machines, not the most sexy business in the world, but guess what? Ice Kings. It's pretty damn easy. You keep moving it each direction, and you can constantly have that instant brand awareness once you've built that up, depending on what platform you do it with. Anywhere around me, somebody knows if they see something and it ends with Kings, especially if it's well designed and looks pretty sharp, it's probably my business, and they automatically have a connection with that and they want to go do business with it. So it's very important. Does a brand name need to rhyme? Does it have to be something catchy? It can and it cannot be. There's really no right answer to that. However, when you start to brainstorm ideas, and it's literally in the list for how to brainstorm, you're automatically going to go to, okay, does this rhyme? 100% of the time, you're going to try to find something that rhymes. I know, call me a poet, and I didn't know it. A couple of brand names that I wrote down specifically for car sales. I've got like Charlie's Got Your Keys, Danielle Does Deals, so on and so forth, if you get it. Those are specifically around car sales, and you'll have to come up with something on your own. Does a brand name absolutely have to make 100% sense when it comes to literature and how things are supposed to be spelled? And that's no. Kind of go back to think of like the dumbest song lyric that you've ever heard that makes absolutely no sense. It's written in a way that nobody would ever say it, but once you've heard it enough, it kind of just starts to click, and it's like, that doesn't sound weird anymore. It's the same thing if you take a word and you just say it over and over and over and over and over again. Like, pick a word and say it 20 times, and then after you've said it 20 or 30 times, you'll be like, what did that even mean anymore? It's almost like hearing a foreign language. So it's the same thing, but in reverse with a brand name. It does not have to make perfect sense. Once it's said enough, it will flow. Let's move on to brainstorming. You've been sitting there and you're like, I just cannot come up with a good brand name that sounds good off the tongue, that I really like, that I can be proud of. How the heck do I come up with something that's going to be pretty cool? I'm not saying it's going to be something as slick as the Deal King, because good luck. It's going to be very tough to top that. But I challenge you, I do. So what I like to do, if I was going to start over from day one and start a new brand, this is what I would start. I would grab you a notebook and I'd pick up a pen and I'd start writing down. Depending on what industry you're in, I would just start writing a ton of keywords, things that you say all the time in your industry. Recognize what industry you're in by that keyword. If you're in the car sales, then you could put rebates or MSRP or trade-ins. Those are obviously known to be about cars. If you're doing roofs, shingles, gutters, I'm not a roofer, so I don't know all the things, but you get the gist. You see where I'm going with that. Just start writing down keywords. Do a Google search, keywords with roofing, keywords with car sales. And that'll start your brand name journey right there. And then after you've got all those things written down, out to the left, you'll start writing down words that are adjacent or kind of similar to those and probably are going to rhyme. Okay, it'll get your brain thinking, okay, you're kind of throwing things back and forth. All right, I've kind of got a gist of it. I like to find things that are society roles and also mythical jobs. Wizard, mayor, governor, king, prince, queen. Those are just a few. You can do a quick Google search and that'll take you a long way, and you can just start throwing things together. Okay, this kind of sounds good. All right, that's what it is. So you've gotten a few things put together and like, all right, I've kind of got a brand name figured out. You've jotted down 4 or 5. How do you know that it actually works with people, that they can kind of get a hint of what you're doing at the time being, automatically know, okay, this is kind of what this guy's doing. Let me check him out. It's being something just catchy enough that people remember it. I would recommend going to your friends, family, especially your coworkers, because guess what? They're in the same thing that you're doing. They'll have an idea if it makes sense or not. Get their honest opinion on it. That's really the best way to go about it. Before you go changing your Facebook profile, before you go making a Facebook banner, I would get a couple of opinions. Hey, what do you think about this? And that'll take you a long, long ways, at least, because you might come up with something in your head like, wow, that really kicks. That's a really killer brand name. And you go tell it to your brother or significant other or whatever, and they're like, wow, that doesn't make any sense at all. And you might have to rethink about that. You've got your brand name. You know what people think. How do you know that it works? And how do you start implementing that brand name ASAP? You don't have to spend any money. What's the first step once you've acquired that brand name? You're either going to make a business profile for Facebook, or you're going to write it into your bio. You're going to make a Facebook banner, all that kind of stuff I just talked about. And you're going to start implementing it in everywhere. If you're going to be Kevin's Got Your Keys, then you need to hashtag Kevin's Got Your Keys on every single post. Every time you make a Facebook story, you need to have on the little bottom of it, hashtag Kevin's Got Your Keys. Every single time you post a piece of content, you need to have that somewhere on that, so you can start getting that repetition on one, saying it and knowing you should do it every single time. But people are going to start pick up on it. You can ask your sold and to be sold customers, hey, this is my brand name. Jot it down in your phone. This is Kevin Got Your Keys or Deal King, or at wherever you're at. Make sure you just share the absolute crap out of it. That is the number one start of getting your brand name out there to scale quickly. Okay, how many eyeballs can I get in front of? How many people can I get to recognize who I am, what I do, and how dang good I am at it? That's going to be my new bio right there. If you want to know how to make people know who you are, what you do, and how dang good you are at it, then you need to click this link in the video. That's going to be my new thing right there. I'm going to trademark that, absolutely. And then once you've got all that done, I'd recommend making a tagline. There's nothing better than a good tagline that you can say at the end of all your videos and posts and all that kind of stuff. That kind of just puts a little icing on the cake for the brand name. If you like this video, go ahead, sit down tonight, start brainstorming, make you a freaking brand name, and comment it under the Facebook profile. If you're a business owner, there's nothing wrong with having your own personal brand along with your business brand. Those are two things that you can definitely intertwine. But also, let's say one day down the road you decide to sell your business and you want to go start a new business. Well, how easy would it be if you were your own separate entity from your business? You would have instant recognizable, and you would have instant credibility with all those old customers that you have when you go out to make your new venture. So there's no reason you should not have a personal brand name. This is Deal King with another Friday video on marketing and advertising. If you liked it, please comment. If you liked it, please comment below. Leave some more ideas. I've got 25 more video ideas coming up. I'm trying to post one every single Friday. This is Deal King signing out, Easton, with Deal King Marketing and Business Analytics. Go make a brand, go kill it, go crush it. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.